Hey everybody, Ed Nyhouse Realty Group, and I was sitting here gonna be searching for some properties for some of my clients today. So I thought I'd just go on live, and while I'm doing this, I thought I'd just let y'all ask questions. I don't know if this will be a very exciting stream or not, but I thought, yeah, it's worth it. I'm here, and this gives me an opportunity to do two things at the same time. So anyway, today, I'm going to just be checking out what is new in the market. And to do this, I usually just jump on my site because it's actually faster to get onto my site than to get into the MLS, which is kind of a shame, but that's the way it is. So um, we do things a little differently here in that I have a lot of family and friends in Houston, and I do a lot of business in San Antonio as well as Austin and the areas in between. So I have the Houston, Austin, and San Antonio MLSs added to my site, which is a little bit different than what a lot of other realtors in the area do, and that's not a problem. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm in here. I'm just checking out anything on the market. Um, been listed in the last day. Actually, I'm going to go back and change this to the last 2 days because some things came on Wednesday in anticipation of this week. It's going to be a big week with Formula One in town, and so I just wanted to check on and see what was going on. Now, I live in Bee Cave. I love the Dripping Springs area, the Lakeway area, so that's kind of where I focus. But if someone has a question about a different area, please jump in, ask in the chat, and I'll be happy to look at a property for you. We can look at any property really, and just see what um, it looks like and what's out there. Now, this isn't meant to be uh, any sort of privileged information or anything. We're just going to go through, look at the properties, how I look at them, and move on. Now, I'm looking at properties for one of two things. Wanting either a property for myself to move to, and some people are going to say, "Oh, great, he's moving somewhere else," or um, I could look at a property for something for myself to purchase to rent, either on a long or short-term basis. We do both long and short-term rentals like an Airbnb property. So um, that's kind of what I'm doing, and I kind of bounce around and just look at stuff, but I got to keep up with what's going on in the neighborhood, not in the neighborhood, in the city. So that's just kind of what I do. This is an interesting little property in Headwater. For 2,600 square feet, 699 seems like a pretty good deal right now. I wouldn't have said that this time last year. I thought it was kind of expensive. It's amazing what, you know, the change in a few months will do. Um, However, that's not where Headwaters is. So looks like it's not mapped correctly. Headwaters is over here. Um, and I always like to look at the big. Oh, that's pretty. That's real pretty. I think I could do that. Oh, look at that pavilion. Yeah, I could totally do this. I'm sure most of y'all could too. This is very interesting. It's like got a French chateau look going with a modern hill country flair. Um, Big range hood. Look at that big range hood. I'm not sure the proportions in this photo are exactly right. I think I probably would have turned these lights on, but that's totally different story. Wow, this is dramatic. No lights. Just let the listing, let the sun come in from the outside. That's an interesting way to do a listing photo. But hey, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's not what you normally get. These photos are so stylized that I'm not really sure um, they're real. Is this a to be built? Yes, this is a to be built. These are actually stylized. Um, what says photos will be added when construction is complete. Virtual renderings. Yeah. Okay. That's why. But wow, it's pretty neat. Hill country property. Yeah, it's 3,395,000. So that's kind of a lot of money. Um, it's on 16 acres down here. 16 acres. That's a pretty good size. Um, it's plenty of private for me, um, if not for everybody. Maybe just for me. Anyway, so all right, let's go back to. Sorry, I'm gonna jump over here real quick and look at something. Um, This is live, right? Live TV. Funny thing is, I actually used to do live TV. I used to work on a wrestling show back in, let's see, that was 2004. Worked on a show called TNA Wrestling. That was fun. Used to be in the lighting business, and that's what I do for a living, is turn lights on and off for camera and television film. It's fun. That's a neat property. Um, let's go. Someone ping me. Let's go out and see it. Here's one for a thousand K. I don't know why I listed it for 1,000 K, but it's $999,000. Sometimes websites do funny things, listing it for 1,000K. You could just say a million. Oh, that's kind of pretty. This is in High Point. High Point's a really neat area. My wife and I looked at it years ago. Ultimately didn't move. Actually, I couldn't tell you why we didn't move there, but at the time it was probably budget. But also, it was the very beginning of the neighborhood. There was only about 10 homes there, and that's always kind of a scary situation to move into a neighborhood when there's only 10 homes out of what could be, um, I think in the case of High Point, maybe 2 or 3 thousand homes. You just never know what exactly is going to happen with the build out of the neighborhood. And if it takes a long time to build out a neighborhood, you're always going to be competing with those those new construction homes. That's interesting though. Here's another one, 200,000 less. Let's see, back to review. Oops. I mean, this is 1,000 square feet bigger for 20% more money, so that's not a bad deal. I kind of like this one better though. Let's see if I can make, oh, that's not bigger, I'm sorry. Here we go. Look at that, that's not helpful. I love that round sofa idea. Now, I don't know what's going on, but these, see, you can tell like this person, this realtor, the photos are small for some reason. You go back to this other one, photos are full frame. So someone listing an $800,000 house, so we're not going to talk about who that person is. I don't even know. But they just decided to put up very small photos, which is a great look. I would think if you're going to do an $800,000 house, you'd do a little better. Anyway, I'm sure there's plenty of criticism of me out there, so I don't want to criticize too much. Looks like they got some new stuff down here in the lake area, Canyon Lake area. Ooh, look at that. I don't know. I think I might be able to move out of town, go to buy this instead of trying to stay in the bee cave area. Look at that, almost double fireplace look. A huge hearth and then a huge mantle. It's a neat look. It really is. It's a really neat looking house. We're only 2.1. How many acres is this? This is on 5 acres. That's even better. Wow. All the way down to the lake, I bet. Now, Canyon Lake is interesting because you do not own the waterfront. So this person, and I think this is the house right here. So this person is going to own all the way down to the water's edge. But the water's edge is actually owned by the Army Corps of Engineers, and you're not allowed to build boat docks or anything on that uh, lake. So no one can build in front of you, but at the same time, you can't have a boat dock. So some people say, I don't want that. I want to have a boat, and you can have boats. There's marinas. You just and boat launches all over the place. You just can't have your own boat dock. Now it's a different story up here in Lake Travis. I don't know. I think that's pretty nice. But of course, we can't all have lakefront property, or can we? If we could, it might be this one. Which reminds me, let's see, does this one have a view? This one has a view. I need to send it over to a client ASAP. This is nice. I like the concrete floors. I'm going to the photos too fast. Sorry, this is kind of just how I do it. Third bedroom. Bedrooms we don't really look at too much. Oh, wow, look at that. Upstairs, game room, bathroom. It's neat. This person's an artist, I guess. What do you think of the third bedroom and game room labels on these photos? This might be okay. Bummer, no view. Oh, I thought I was gonna have a view because it's so close to the lake. Um, wow, you can walk down. I mean, it's across the street from the lake and you can't see it. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. Let's go over to Google Maps and see. See if we can put the little guy down. So my son picks up the little guy. Oh, and he says he likes to yeet. Yeet the little guy. I guess that means throw. Um, Pick him up and just drop him. Can you see the water? No. Is the water the other way? Well, you can't see it at all. The water's this way. It's a bummer. So close and yet so far. Well, I could have made a home sale out of that. It's too bad. Satellite. It's a good price though. That's a really great price. This one may also have a view of the lake. If it does, then I would take it over, introduce it to my client who's looking for a view of the lake from Spicewood area. Oh, that's the view. No bueno. So anyway, this is my first live stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. If you're watching, that may be really apparent. But I thought I'd do it and just see what happened. Also, I noticed a couple of interesting things and I got to correct. It's okay. Hope my audio is okay. If my audio is horrible. Please, say something in the comments. Let me know. So I got this idea because, well, my kids, they watch these videos all day long. Like they literally watch people play Minecraft all day long or um, Roblox or whatever, and they won't do anything. They won't say anything important. Actually, all they do is a lot of screaming, which I promise I'm not going to do a lot of screaming. But all they do is a lot of screaming, and they just sit online all day long, play these games, and the kids watch them. I watch them all day. This is a real nice house. Well, actually, I'm just referring to the furniture. The furniture is nicely staged and looks nice. I'm in Texas, right? You can never have too much Whataburger. Whataburger, excuse me. I'm going to say water burger till the day I die. That's just the way I am. I like this curtain detail where the rods go all the way across. Isn't that neat? Now, I mean, there's not going to be anything here in the middle, but this curtain closes this way and this curtain closes that way, but they just took the rod all the way across. That's interesting. Provides a nice little transition between the wall and the ceiling. This is a nice house too. I think I'd probably go buy it if I had a use for it. I don't really have a use for it. That's kind of the problem. I'm not interested in moving into that area. Even though it's very expensive, I'm just not interested in some of these areas. I like the bee cave. I would like to move closer to this airport, um, where I like to fly planes out of. I'm not some awesome pilot or anything, but it is, it's something. Let's see if I get rid of the 2 days online. Lots of properties pop up. This is an interesting one. Runway lot. I'm just curious out of everyone out there, if comment if you want. I'm just curious if there was a house here, and there's houses next door, so people build houses there all the time. I just can't decide what the resale value of a house on the runway is. To a pilot, it's a lot. It's a million plus, maybe $2 million at this point. But with the number of pilots decreasing, I just don't know if it's worth that much. I like to say it is, but no one's picked up on it in 30 days, so it's hard to know. But it would really be nice to have a house and a hangar here and just be able to drive right out there and take off and fly really anywhere you wanted to go. It's one of the things that I would really love to do, but I'm not sure all that many people are interested in doing that as well. I kind of do the things that other people don't want to do. Oh, let's go back and add that filter because I'm getting way too many properties. Oh, listing filters. Days online, 2 days. That's interesting. It seems to have forgotten all the properties that we were looking at. Did I just put another filter in? Oh, there's a filter here, new to market. There we go. So I don't know if it's embarrassing or not, but my site is, I'm new to this site. I just got it. But as you can see, it's not picking up on some of the things it's picking up just a little while ago. So I'm going to refresh. Just see what happens when I do that. Again, if you're just now joining us, my name is Ed Nyhouse, Nyhouse Realty Group. I've been a broker in the Austin area for about 12 years. And every day I look at properties online on my website or on the MLS. And I just thought, since I'm doing this, since I'm exploring properties for my clients, I thought I'd just throw it up on YouTube and see if anyone really cared to check it out. I think it's probably pretty silly, and y'all are probably making fun of me right now. That's okay. I'm used to it. And, you don't have to watch. But if you're here, thanks. Shoot me a comment. Let me know if I'm doing okay. Or if I sound horrible or something, also leave me a comment. Let me know how horrible this is. I don't want to waste your time. Of course, you can turn this off, but I certainly don't want to waste my time either. This is the Rollingwood area, an area that's very popular and a lot of people really aspire to move into. And I don't blame them. It's beautiful area. Um, and I'd really love to move into it too. We'll see what they got. Let's see, looking house. I'm not going to check that one out. I'll go back to results because I think I just navigated away. This is the one I wanted to look at. Looks real pretty. There's a lot of detail in this house. Looks real nice. So check out the understair lights on either side of the driveway going up. That's what happens when you pay a lighting designer, lighting architect, lighting designer to really look at how it's going to look, and that's important. It's overlooked in a lot of properties, and especially with properties in Austin going into the millions for relatively boring homes in the millions. You see a property like this and you really say, wow, it's probably undervalued. It's a nice pool, nice area to do a little Peloton workout. Wow, that's some interesting mix of tile. from the kind of busy background to this, wow, kind of a not subway tile because it's not white. I forget what they call it when it's staggered like that, but that's just a very interesting juxtaposition. Nothing wrong with it. Hadn't seen it before though. And I know you're probably saying, Ed, get out, get some culture. Now, I'm a huge fan of big windows in the bath, be able to look outside, lots of light. My wife says, no, not so much. I don't know. Maybe it's a guy thing. Ladies, y'all interested in that big window? I understand no one, you don't want anyone to see you, bathing, but looks like it's plenty private with that outside fence there. This is a neat looking house. A lot of interesting things going on with it. And then, of course, I come across the putting green. I mean, does this house have everything? Probably does. And for only $7 million, I don't think they're asking enough. What do I know? I've only been here forever. All right. Well, for my first live stream, this is going exactly how I thought it would go. One viewer for a total of 6 seconds. That's actually better than I thought I would get, to be honest. So the fact that you had to stick around for 6 seconds, that one guy or woman, to find out how horrible this is, I'm impressed. But like they say, you got to put yourself out there. All right, I'm going to move on down to the Wimberley area where I personally love to look at houses for myself. Let's see if we can get moved on down there. With the live stream happening, being live, it takes a little while. Oh wow, I just got a text from from my mother. Now, I normally wouldn't jump on and tell you that get a text from my mother because that's crazy silly, but I just got a text from my mother. It's my great granddad. Well, not my granddad, my children's great grandfather. He's in line at the DMV. He's 100 years old and he got his license renewed. They let him have another one. So I know he's super stoked about that. Wish I could figure out how to share a photo with you. Oh, maybe I can. We'll see. Yep. Let's see. I'll do that. Here he comes. And there he is. Great granddad in line at the DMV. Yep. 100 years old last week. We are live, so of course live stuff happens. Isn't that crazy? Right. Probably asking yourself, what is this guy doing? I'm asking myself that as well. All the time. So if you're looking for riverfront property in the Wimberley area, there's not very much available right now. This one is pretty amazing. I toured this last week, 2 weeks ago now. Um, they're asking a lot of money, but you have to take into account a couple things. It's 4 lots that you can re-subdivide and resell, and if you do that, the price is down to about $2 million because you can get about $1 million for each of those lots. So the house is very unique, built by this award-winning architect out of Houston. Let's see, is his name down here? Val Gilch. Sorry if I butchered that. Um, and the owner purchased it sight unseen. The owner's actually never been to it. The current owner has never been to the property, and he decided that maybe it's a she. Honestly, I don't know. I just know that they've never been there. Decided it's time to sell this property. So they got it up on the market. It's nice. It's ready to go. You would not complain living there. This is the view of the Blanco River down here. It's really nice. You can walk right down to the front of your end of your property. This is not the Blanco. This is a lake that's on the property. So it's got a lake and the Blanco. The lake is back here on the top, and the Blanco is down here. You can walk right down to the edge of your property and jump in to the Blanco. Anyway, a lot of fun this is. The other property, I think, if you're going to really buy in Wimberley, you'd do yourself a favor to check out this one here. Nope, sorry, that is not the one, is it? Nope, that is the one. This picture doesn't do it much justice, to be honest. Let's see if I can find the right one. It's a neat house. It's up on a huge cliff. Where's my cliff? Oh, here's my cliff picture. Can you see it over here? It is up on a huge cliff. Let me see if I can get that in a bigger. It's got a pool. It's on the cliff, and you do have not direct from your property access to the Blanco River, but through a neighborhood park, you can go straight down to the river. They really buried the best picture to the end. Now this is your house, this is the view, and this is going to be looking almost due south, so the sun's going to set kind of over this way. But you're way up in the trees. I guess that's the best view. It's a neat house. Also, there's another one. This is only $1.4 million, which is the reason is because you can't get down to the water. This is another one I looked at with a client a couple weeks ago. The house is here, and you just easy walk down to the Blanco. And the interesting is there's two little streams here. There's a little stream that comes on one side of this little island of Blanco River, and on this side, it's a little deeper area you can go swimming in. It's a neat property. I don't know why it's not sold. From my experience listing, I listed a property down the way on the Blanco this spring. This house is absolutely priced in the range where it should sell. I don't know why it hasn't, but that's that. All right, well, it's about time for me to get on to something else. So I'm going to wrap this up and call it a day for this live stream. You know, couldn't hurt, didn't hurt, but I have other things I need to get doing, and not looking at properties all day long. I've got to make some calls, of course, and get back to some people. But if you have any questions or comments, you want to ask me a question, you can ask it in the chat, and I'll try to get back to you. Of course, you can always go to my website and contact me through there. Anyway, hope you had a great day, or having a great day. And if you're not watching this today, hope whenever you do watch it, you have a awesome day. That's all for now. I'll be back at some point to do